If former President Rodrigo Duterte dies in ICC detention, it could catapult Vice President Sara Duterte into the presidency. This dramatic claim was made by Salvador Panelo, former presidential spokesperson and chief legal counsel, at a media forum. Panelo drew historical parallels pointing to the presidencies of Corazon Aquino and her son, Benigno Aquino III. When Cory Aquino passed away, her son, who had no prior presidential ambitions, rose to power. Panelo argues that the same could happen with Sara Duterte. Currently, the 79-year-old former president is detained at the ICC detention center in The Hague, facing charges of crimes against humanity related to his controversial drug war. His detention has already sparked massive protests and public unrest. Panelo warned that if the government doesn't respond appropriately to these protests, it could lead to regime change and political upheaval. He emphasized that history could repeat itself, potentially propelling Sara Duterte to the presidency. Interestingly, Panelo believes that Sara Duterte is likely to become president even if her father doesn't die in detention. He cites her strong support base and the influence of her father. According to him, the ICC case against Duterte is aimed at undermining both Sara and her father. Malacanang, however, denies any personal vendetta behind Duterte's surrender to the ICC. Palace press officer Claire Castro stated that the arrest was a compliance with obligations to Interpol, not a result of a rift between the Marcos and Duterte families. Speculation about a fallout between President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte has arisen due to her resignation as Education Secretary and her critical remarks about Marcos's leadership. Sara Duterte has publicly questioned Marcos's leadership abilities, adding fuel to the political fire. Duterte was arrested on March 11, 2025, at Ninoy Aquino International Airport and transferred to The Hague. His pretrial hearing occurred on March 14, 2025, with the confirmation of charges scheduled for September 23, 2025. He may appeal for interim release before then. Vice President Sara Duterte was present at the ICC in The Hague on March 14, 2025, addressing people gathered outside. Her presence there only added to the speculation about her political future. So, what does the future hold for Sara Duterte and the Philippines? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the political landscape is shifting, and the stakes have never been higher.